Welcome to the Daily Devo. My name is Jeremy, and today I want to ask you, what does it mean when Jesus asked us to count the cost? Luke 14:8 says, "For which of you intending to build a tower does not sit down first and count the cost, whether he has enough to finish it?" One of my favorite things about Jesus is he never shied away from telling his disciples and us what it would cost us to follow him. It's starting to change, but for quite some time, there really wasn't a need to count the cost of following Jesus. In many areas, society agreed with lots of biblical points about things and truths. We are now moving into an era where persecution is a very real possibility in the United States. We should know it would be because Jesus laid it all out for us. I say all this for us to understand that Jesus felt it would be foolish to promise his disciples comfort or an easy life. Luke chapter 14 verses 25 through 33 is all about what following Jesus would cost you and I. Jesus sets an example for us to count the cost in our life. When you make plans, do you count the cost? Sometimes it happens at parties. One of my wife's biggest fears is that we would run out of food at a party we were hosting. So she always double checks her count and cooks way more than is needed. It would be a bummer to invite people over and not have enough for everyone. Planning isn't a lack of faith. Planning helps us sharpen our requests to God. It increases our likelihood of success. For example, I want to start my own business, and as I begin to sit down and count the costs, I may realize I don't have enough to do this the way that I want to. Now I can pivot to a plan using what I have, or I can pray and ask God to help me where I'm lacking. This is so much better than just winging it and saying something like, well, I'm just out here trusting God. That's awesome, but the Bible never tells us not to plan. It says, count the cost so you can finish. You can't count the cost without a plan. When we plan, it helps us identify what it will take. When we fall short, that's where our faith steps in. Maybe God has been speaking to you about your health. The best thing to do is to make a plan. What are you going to eat? Where should I buy that from? I should find a gym. When am I planning on going and how often? Now that I've laid out a plan, I can count the cost. What will this food cost me? How much is that gym membership? And the next step is asking God to help you and to take that first step. Not all of us are natural planners, but planning helps us count the cost. I don't know about you, but I would rather know it was going to be hard and go for it than wing it and fail because I thought it would be easy. Thanks for joining us today on the Daily Devo.